Steve on your side with an alert this afternoon to make sure that you're checking your monthly toll statements. Express Tolls tells us there's been an uptick in people using fake license plates.
Yeah, one man called Steve on your side after he spent weeks trying to convince the agency that he got more than $80 worth of fraudulent charges for his vanity plate. Consumer investigator Steve Stager looked into it and finally got him a refund. Steve?
Yeah. Well, E470 says what happened to Luke Wagner is incredibly rare. Perhaps that's why it took 7 weeks of emails back and forth to finally get all this resolved. He kept getting charged for tolls that he didn't owe, and he found out that someone was driving around with the same license plate.
That's a vanity. It's move over.
When he saw it at a charity auction, the license plate made Luke Wagner chuckle.
It was great.
So he decided to go for
It
it.
was something that, I wanted to support a charity, and all it has done has led to frustration.
The laughing stopped when he decided to look at his Express Toll statement one day.
I usually don't check it because it's usually right, but when it came through, I noticed it was 2 pages.
2 pages filled with a whole bunch of charges. Some, Luke says, were valid, but others made no sense.
So I have the toll tag on my car, and every one of the charges that was coming across was a V-toll. So it was taking pictures of their plate and charging it to my account.
There were tolls in parts of the metro area he never drives. Old tolls, too.
Some of them went back to 2021.
The total of all those suspicious charges, more than $60. So Luke called Express Toll.
They said, we can't take your call. You're going to have to email somebody.
So he did, back on April 16th. Then again on April 18th, and on April 23rd, April 29th. Finally, someone responded. They sent Luke a picture of the car and the plate, which looks nothing like his 2013 Infiniti or the blue and white Colorado vanity plate. But it did have the same letters, MVEOVR. Luke figured it was an out-of-state plate, and he figured Express Toll was finally paying attention and would fix the problem. Wrong again.
They'll say, yep, we're looking into it. A week will go by. I'll email them again. Nothing. I'll call. In total, it's been about 7 weeks now that I've been dealing with this.
So we gave it a shot. Steve on your side emailed Express Toll, and it took them a week to get back to us with an explanation. How did this happen? Express Toll says that's not an out-of-state plate. They say it's actually a fake plate, part of an uptick in fake license plates they've noticed on roadways recently. They've called the cops on this Audi driver, and CSP is on the lookout. Express Toll said their computer couldn't tell the difference.
You think you could be able to distinguish between cars, plates, colors, and it doesn't appear that's happening.
Luke, worried he'd keep getting charged, decided to just make a change.
I just wanted it to stop. So that's why I went and bought a new plate. I just couldn't wait any longer. The bills were piling up. It was connected to my credit card.
So Luke went back and forth with Express Tolls for weeks. He got a refund about a week after we got in touch with them. Express Tolls told me that what happened to Luke is extremely rare, but a good reminder that you should regularly check your statement to make sure you aren't being charged in error. Now, this story was the result of a tip to Steve on your side. If something like this has happened to you, Steve on your side at 9news.com, or our hotline is 303-871-1700. But you imagine how frustrating this is when you're like, I have the transponder and I'm getting tolls for where I'm actually driving, but I'm not driving these other places, and he's emailing them and asking and asking and asking, and finally they get back to him and say,
he went so far as to go get the vanity plate that he wanted.
Yeah.
And now they say, yeah, you got to get rid of that.
Yeah, they said in the beginning they were saying file a police report, which he was unsure why, because he thought it was just an out-of-state plate. And then they said, oh, maybe go to the DMV, see if you can get things moved around and make the system a little bit better. So he took time off of work, spent money on that as well. He's pretty frustrated.
And your vanity plate, Steve, on your side?
Yeah, well, somebody's going to make a fake one now and drive around on E470.
It's hard, though, because it's a lot to say.
Yeah,
Just saying.
it is.
Big car to get Steve on your side.
We'll figure out a way to get it on there.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep.